Everyone, my name is Casey Jones. I'm an automotive student at CCC and TI. This is an informative speech for COM 120. Most of the people I know own a vehicle and use that vehicle on a daily basis. Maintaining your vehicle is one of the last things that we think about. Changing your oil and keeping your car operating like new should always be on our mind, but it never is. Maybe some of us change our oil on a regular schedule, but something always comes up that demands most of our focus. Bills, phone, internet, etc. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm a father of 5 boys, and sometimes it's hard to come up with money to spend on parts or anything for our vehicle. Did you know that engine oil lubricates and cleans and does 20% of the cooling for your engine? Oil doesn't wear out. It's the additives put in the oil to keep the oil clean that wear out. We've all seen new engine oil. It's clean and amber colored and black, dirty engine oil. Whenever engine oil turns black, it's doing what it's supposed to. It's picking up dirt and debris and keeping corrosion and chemical reactions from happening, which break down engine parts and cause wear and damage. Another thing about engine oil, did you know that most of us drive our cars in a way that's considered severe use? Driving short distances and allowing your cars to sit for long periods of time not being driven and not really letting it get to operating temperature for a long period of time is considered severe use. If I was to drive my car from here to Charlotte, let it warm up, drive, and put 100 miles on it, is actually better for it than drive from here to the gas station, turn it off, and then drive back and turn it off. It's actually considered regular use to drive it at operating temperature for longer periods of time. There are several fluids in our car that need to be routinely checked and serviced. Transmission fluid, brake fluid, differential fluid, or rear end fluid, whatever you want to call it, and antifreeze, of course, and don't forget engine oil. All of these fluids are exposed to high heat, dirt, and abuse from daily driving. But most of us have the mentality, if it's not broken, why fix it? Well, a few reasons we should change our fluid regularly, according to your owner's manual schedule, is to prevent damage of moving parts and to keep our vehicle running smoothly for longer and extending the vehicle's life, and of course to avoid expensive repairs. Another thing that we should keep maintaining on our car is tires. Tires are maintained, well, when tires are maintained, it keeps us and our family safe. It saves us gas money, and in the long run, it actually keeps us from buying tires sooner. When I say maintain for tires, I mean keeping them rotated, keeping them inflated properly. We can bring our car to a ASE certified garage and let the technician look at our tires, and they can tell how well our suspension is working by how our tires are wearing. Suspension parts, belts, hoses, brakes, and many other parts on our vehicle can be checked by a technician before problems occur. Many expensive repairs can be avoided as long as we keep our cars maintained at a garage by an ASE certified technician. It gives them a chance to look the car over to catch problems before the parts completely fail. Some of us like to change our own oil, maybe our brake pads or air filters, and some other maintenance items on our car. And doing the maintenance ourselves can sometimes save us money. But nothing beats having a trained professional work on our car, in my opinion. An ASE, or Automotive Service Excellence certified technician, has learned enough about a vehicle to pass an extremely difficult test focused on specific systems in the car. An ASE master technician has passed at least 9 different tests, has worked in a garage for at least 2 years, or attended 2 years of school and worked in the garage for 1 year. Some of the fluids that we need to worry about, of course, like I said before, are transmission fluid, oil, and antifreeze. There's all different kinds, all different name brands. What kind of fluid should you put in your car, and how often should you change them? Is probably a question you're asking yourself. Well, in the case of engine oil, it depends on what type of oil you use that determines how often the oil should be changed. Conventional oil should be changed about every 3 months or 3,000 miles, but synthetic oil can last twice as long, 6,000 to 7,500 miles. It also depends on how you drive your vehicle to whether how often it should be changed. There's some important facts about engine oil to look for before you purchase any. Always look for the API, which is American Petroleum Institute starburst symbol, and I have this here. You can see this little symbol right here. It's an API certification starburst, or you could look for on the back the API service donut. This means that this is a quality engine oil, and it's good for use in most motor vehicles. They have different ratings that you can go by, but if you see that, then you're good to put it in your car. You could always ask the technician or whoever is working on your car for an API license oil, but to me it's best to just look for yourself. Most of the time the viscosity of the oil that your vehicle uses is on your oil cap. You look on it, it may say 5W20 or 5W30. In some cases it could say 0W30. In like hybrids it's a lightweight oil. But if it's not on your cap, you can always look in your owner's manual, and it'll tell you what type of oil to use, well, the weight, not brand. Brand really doesn't matter as long as it has the API certification. It'll also tell you the other fluids you need and the capacities, or how much your vehicle takes. In the back of your owner's manual, it'll tell you how often things should be changed, at what mileage things need to be worked on or serviced. Also, between oil changes, it's good to check your oil using your dipstick under the hood. But you have to park your car on level ground, allow your car to set and cool off for at least 45 minutes to allow the oil to run back out of the engine and into the oil pan. And then you can pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, place it back in, and then you pull it out and look at it. A lot of dipsticks have a minimum and maximum, or a add oil line, or some of them just have dots. I mean, you can look at your owner's manual. If it's just the dots, most of the time you go by the top dot, fill to that line, and then you're good to go. Let's see here. It's important not to overfill your car though. Some newer vehicles actually have sensors that detect if there's too much oil or if you've used the wrong kind of oil in your car, and won't allow that car to operate. It'll cut it off before damage can be done. When you overfill your car with engine oil, it puts extra pressure on seals and could actually cause oil to leak if you put too much in it. Some parts of the engine can reach up to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's really important to keep the oil changed and at optimal levels. If you allow your oil to just be 1 quart low and drive it around, it adds a lot of extra heat to that engine and causes a lot of damage. And that extra heat actually causes you to use more engine oil, so you'll be losing even more. I really don't know what else to say except for it's really important to keep your car maintained, to keep you and your family safe, to keep your vehicle operating longer. And thank you very much for listening to me, and you have a wonderful day.